Good morning, all. Paul from CamelbackTrading.org coming to this Wednesday morning, August 13th. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. So once again, a very common occurrence is happening, right? When you're in a bull market, you're going to continually get all-time highs in the overnights. And we're seeing that again in ES and NQ this morning. The bulls have just been absolutely relentless against the bears. There's basically no bears left in sight here in the S&P and the NASDAQ. I think at some point, I said this last night, I believe the Dow at some point should come in. I don't know when it would be, but I wouldn't doubt one day all three of those indices hit all-time highs on the same day. Righty is also trying to make a move as they came out of an inside week to the upside. Their daily is up. Yesterday I said the weekly, maybe I'd still call it balanced, but if they take out yesterday's high, the weekly would be up. And the monthly, although it is definitely in balance, and it will be the rest of the month, if they continue the trajectory they're on, they could possibly have an outside month up. So very, very positive things happening for the bulls here. Again, every day lately it seems like we're starting with value, gap, potential indices. That's why the overnights become so important, because a lot of times, even though we seem to get the overnight, both of them a lot, keep in mind, you only get one overnight and one initial balance high or low. You get that about 70% of the time. So those are pretty good odds you don't get the other side, even though it seems like we do more often than not. We don't. Okay? The other thing is, again, value high from yesterday, NQ, right at the high, ES not far off of it. So again, if there's any pullback and you get acceptance into value, the 80-20 rule would come into play. NQ went out with a price probe. The most positive response is to open above the base of it. Well, we're not just opening above the base of it potentially with 90 minutes to go. We're potentially gapping higher. ES had a price probe, but I didn't use it. I did not think it got far enough away from J's high. But again, regardless of the size, opening above the base of it is a very, very positive thing. So again, we look for, do we get the overnight high sooner rather than later? If you do, then again, good odds that this market's going to continue higher. Right now, the overnight is only not even $2.50 in ES. So it's not a large overnight by any means. There's nothing out today. I don't count Fed speakers unless it's Powell. So the market pretty much clean today. Tomorrow morning you have PPI. Again, game plan. If we're near the overnight highs, can you fade them? See if they front run them? You know, ES and NQ seem to have a penchant for doing that, but in this bull market, it's been less against the overnight highs. So keep that in mind. But at least you know you're out. If you're up there, and again, I wouldn't short it here, but if by arguments, you know, if we're right around 15 and the overnight high is 16.25, you know, with the overnight being long, if you want to take a quick short, you certainly know you're out. If you get the overnight high and you get pullbacks, longs against the gap fill, I would be out inside of value. Okay? Righty had something that's very rare yesterday, a clean day as far as one-time framing goes, all 12 out of 12, and they only had one inside bar and went out with a price probe, and now look at this, they're trying to gap higher. That's a pretty powerful market. Again, it's very visual, the things we try to show you here, and when they're that visual, pretty plain and simple, tells you, don't attempt to short this. It's just not worth it. Here's your daily. Okay, this is how many days? 7? 7 days with one time framing up. Yesterday's volume was 65 million. It was below average, but not horrifically below average. So keep that in mind. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.